Accordingly, 1983.6 states that pragmatics is the study of meaning which is related to the speech situation. Further, he explains that pragmatics can be seen as a way to solve problems which can arise both from the perspective of a speaker and hearer. For example, from the speaker's point of view, the problem is the planning about how to produce an utterance. On the other hand, from the hearer's point of view, the problem is related to the interpretation which forces the hearer to be able to interpret the possible reason that makes the speaker saying the utterance. In conclusion, pragmatics is the study of meaning of utterances in relation to the context, which involves how a speaker produces an utterance to deliver his or her intention and how the listener interprets it. And then implicator. Grice in Levinson 1983.31 defines implicator as what the speaker can imply, suggest, or mean as distinct from what the speaker literally says. Thus, to understand a speaker message, the hearer should be able to guess the intent meaning, because sometimes the speaker delivers information more than what she or he is really said. The speaker may deliver the message both explicitly and implicitly. Grice in Levinson 1983.127 until 128, then divide implicator into two, namely confessional implicator and conversational implicator.
Conversational implicature. The other type of implicature based on the maxims and context is a conversational implicature. It happens when a speaker meaning can differ from what is it, depending on the context of the conversation. There are two types of conversational implicature based on Gray's theory. They are generalized and particularized conversational implicature. Generalized conversational implicature. According to Yule 1998-41, this implicature happens when the hearer doesn't need to have a special knowledge to estimate the additional conveyed meaning. For the example, Dobby asks Mary whether she invites her friends Bella and Katie to the party or not. Mary answers, "I invite Bella." It means that Dobby automatically knows that Mary only invites Bella and she doesn't invite Katie. Particularized conversational implicature. A particularized implicature is a conversational implicature which is in contrast with the generalized conversational implicature. Yule 1996-42. This implicature happens when the speaker is saying something and implicitly the hearer is giving the response. So, the speaker must be able to interpret the hearer's statement based on the context. Presupposition. Presupposition is treated as the relationship between two prepositions. Yule 1996-25 states the presupposition is something that the speaker assumes to be the case prior in making an utterance. Meanwhile, given In Brown and Yule 1983-29 writes that the notion of presupposition refers to a discourse analysis. It refers to the logical meaning of a sentence.
Speech aids based on scholarly theory, speech aids are the basic or the minimal units of linguistic communication 1976-16. Austin adds that speech aids refer to an utterance and also the total situation in which the utterance is issue 1916-52. The more explanation about the speech aid will be discussed in the next subchapter. Direct speech aid. A direct speech aid occurs when there is a direct relationship between a structure and a function. Thus, to make a statement, people have to use a declarative form. To make question, they formulate it in the interrogative form. And to make comments, they will use an imperative form. For example, you wear seatbelt, declarative. Do you wear your seatbelt? Interrogative. Wear your seatbelt? Imperative. Take from you. 1996, 54. In one, the speaker states that the hearer wears a seatbelt. In two, the speaker asks a question to the hearer whether the hearer wears a seatbelt or not. In three, the speaker commands the hearer to wear the seatbelt. Indirect speech aid. An indirect speech aid occurs when there is an indirect relationship between a structure and a function. For example, a declarative and an interrogative forms are used to make comment in an indirect speech aid. Alan states that in an indirect speech aid, there is implicit meaning behind what the speaker actually says. 1986 204.
Speech aid classification, Shirley, in Levinson, 1983-140, proposes that in speaking, one can perform 5 basic kinds of action, namely 1. Representative, 2. Directive, 3. Commissive, 4. Expressive, 5. Declaration. Representative. Representative is a kind of speech act that states what the speaker believes to be the case or not. For example, state, conclude, represent, deduce, etc. By using this utterance, his or her expresses belief that the proportional content is true. Directive. In this type of speech acts, the speaker wants to ask someone else to do something. Acts of commanding, ordering, requesting, inviting are all the examples of how the speaker expressing his or her wants.
Commissive. When the speaker uses commissive speech acts, it means that he or she will commit some future action. Basically, it expresses what the speaker intends. The examples are promises, offers, threats, and refusals. Expressive. A kind of speech act that states what the speaker feel. The form of expressive can be statements of pleasure, pain, like, dislike, joy, or sorrow. In this case, the speaker makes the words fit with the situation which his or her feeling also includes in it. Acts of thanking, apologizing, congratulating are all the examples of what the speaker feels. Declaration. A kind of speech acts that change the situation via the speaker's utterance. In order to perform a declaration correctly, The speaker has to have a special institutional role in a specific context. For example, appoint, nominate, sentence, pronounce, fire, and resign.